Good afternoon.
Just a second, Yogesh. Ciao, ciao, ciao. I am Marco Buscema. I am the founder of Wheel. I am here as every Thursday. Well, on Tuesdays, we have the new series, What is on My Desk. On Thursdays, we have the former series about doing business within a country or other relevant legal topics or professional business topics. Today, we have the pleasure and the proud of having with us attorney Yogesh Patil, esteemed will affiliate, based in licensed in India, Indian national, licensed in India and operating in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. And he's a distinguished member of the global legal fraternity. He has established himself as a forefront expert in corporate law and technology law, with a keen focus on the dynamic realms of financial technology, fintech, including banking laws, Web3, metaverse, crypto, and blockchain. His journey in the legal field is marked by a deep commitment to innovation and excellence. Few words to introduce Yogesh Patil, from born in Mumbai, licensed in Delhi, and operating in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. That's exactly what defines an international professional. Yogesh, the stage to you for the next 15 minutes, let's say flexible, and then Q&A. Please, Yogesh.
Thank you very much, Marco. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Yogesh. I will directly jump into the subject of the presentation, which is doing business in Saudi Arabia. Let me share my screen. I hope the screen is visible.
It is.
Okay. Doing business in Saudi Arabia. This is where Saudi Arabia is located. This is very near to Red Sea, Gulf of Aden, Persian Sea. The capital of Saudi Arabia is Riyadh. Currency is Saudi Riyal. Population is 34 million. Apologies with my screen sharing. So the culture of Saudi Arabia, a blend of ancient Bedouin traditions and modern influences that defines Saudi Arabia. We have strong roots in Islamic heritage, which influences art, architecture, daily life. There's a very strong emphasis on family and tribal affiliation. We are known by our hospitality and generosity is one of our highly valued traits. Saudi Arabia is the birthplace of Islam and home to two holiest cities, Mecca and Medina. Islamic principles guide the social norms of Saudi Arabia, laws and practices. So we dress conservatively, particularly women cover themselves fully. Gender segregation in public spaces is very much accepted, though it is gradually changing. Language is Arabic, and non-verbal communications are very significant in social interactions, such as head nod. We celebrate Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha. We also celebrate National Day. The cuisines, most famous cuisines in region are kabza, shawarma, and dates. Coffee and dates are traditional symbols of our hospitality. This is a representation of religious demographics. Sunnis consist of 85%, Shias consist of 12%, 3% are other religions. These are three important religious places of Saudi Arabia. Kaaba is very well known place in Saudi Arabia, which is the symbol of Islam. Arbaj al Bayt, Abraj al Bayt, and Masjid al Haram. These are two most important religious monuments. 90% of Saudi Arabian ethnicity consists of Arabs and 10% Afro-Asians. So men consist of 53% and female consists of 47%. Uh, Saudi Arabia is a very young country. 70% of Saudi Arabian population is less than 30 years of age. There is a youth, huge number of youth. Only 30% are elderly. This number is one of the highest in the world. Uh, the young number of population means huge number of consumers. The largest company of Saudi Arabia is Saudi Aramco. It is also world's third most valuable company. 2.3 trillion dollars market capitalization. Annual revenue is almost 604 billion. Operating income more than 1,000 billion. This is the language map of Saudi Arabia. 85% of population talks Arabic. 15% talk English. This is the leadership. On your left is the Prince of Saudi Arabia, MBS. On your right is His Majesty the King. Vision 2030 of Saudi Arabia is mainly guided by a vision of Crown Prince MBS. It was his vision in 2016, wherein he saw this as a dream to convert Saudi into a bustling economy. They have a plan to inject 7 trillion over next 10 years in the economy. If you have such huge number of funds being invested in an economy, that means the economy is going to generate a lot of jobs, thousands of jobs. Total investment projection is 3.19 trillion in the national investment activities solely dedicated towards 2030 vision. 1.3 trillion is in a specific program called Sharik initiative. Public investment fund is going to get 799 billion, and NIS, which is National Investment Strategy, is going to get 1 trillion. This is how MBS, the Prince, envisions to transform Saudi economy over a period of next 8 years. So quality of life will be improved in the next few years. Fiscal sustainability program. There will be investment in housing, health sector investment, financial sector will be overhauled in the second stage, wherein the second stage is considered as thriving economy. Third stage is vibrant society. This is one of the biggest projects of Saudi Arabia. It is called NEOM. NEOM is on the eastern side of, western side of Saudi Arabia. Imagine having a city which is 170 kilometers long, starting from the Red Sea on the left side and ending until Riyadh. 170 kilometers. The city will look like this. It will be like a wall, a line. This city itself is going to take $500 billion of investment. There will be completely different legal system. Hello?
It's okay. Go on, please.
Okay. This is another big mega project. This is called the Cube or Macabre. These are again part of the Vision 2030. Imagine having a 19 square kilometer of a building, one building which will be equivalent to 20 Empire State buildings. And this one building is going to house first immersive city in the world. This will be very near to downtown Riyadh. This itself is going to attract investment of at least double-digit billions. Now, something about taxation of Saudi Arabia. Income tax for non-Saudis and non-nationals is 20% um, in case you are in business. So foreign investors will be taxed 20% corporate tax. There is also a withholding tax, which will range from 5% to 20%. Value-added tax is currently at 15%, which was recently increased. Uh, Zakat means it's kind of an equivalent of income tax for Saudi nationals. It is 2.5% of the wealth of local nationals, Arabs. They will be taxed for that. There is no tax on salary income of expats. So this is something very attractive for foreign investors because any expat working in Saudi Arabia won't have to pay any tax if he is just on employment. There are social security contributions, which are 22% of the salary for Saudi nationals, and GCC nationals pay between 17% to 22%. Non-Saudi expats pay just 2% of the salary for taxation. Tax break. So this was very recently announced that any company moving their headquarters to Riyadh will get 30 years of tax break from income tax. So 20% tax, which I spoke about in the previous slide, will become zero for 30 years. If you move your regional headquarters, let's say if you are in Dubai and if you move towards Riyadh and convert your Riyadh office as regional headquarters, you won't have to pay tax. So now these are the types of companies which you can set up in Saudi Arabia. Establishments or sole proprietorships are only allowed for Saudi nationals. Locals can do any business under that type of company structure. Limited liabilities companies are allowed for foreign nationals as well as local. Joint stock companies are a new type of companies which is introduced. If you are a foreign company, you can also set up a branch of a foreign company. So I'll suggest the best structure for a foreign company is to go with a limited liability company, which will be licensed by Saudi Arabian General Investment Authority and Commercial Registry. Foreign ownership is allowed in most sectors, but some business activities may require capital above $10 million. So the foreign investment regime. General capital requirements for foreign LLCs, it starts from minimum requirement of 500,000 capital, and depending on your activity, you will be required to have reasonable capital. The capital is to be shown to the ministry that you are coming up with a foreign investment of this much of an amount, and however, it doesn't have to be deposited into the bank account. You just have to show. You just have to give a commitment of that much of investment. If you are into particular sectors like property investment, property financing projects, transport, then the capital increases. For investment projects, it's $30 million. Simple businesses like trading will require you to have an association with a Saudi partner. That means in your company, you need to have a Saudi partner with 25% shareholding. 100% ownership is allowed in commercial sector, but again, the capital has to be 30 million with a commitment of almost 300 million over a period of first 5 years. So this is the best market strategy if you are a foreign company. You can either choose a joint venture partner in Saudi Arabia or enter with a good capital investment as an LLC. Joint venture company will be your best bet for your clients. You can suggest to find a Saudi partner from the same industry. And once you have a Saudi partner, then company formation becomes easier. That's why I suggest to go with a joint venture partner. These are different
Yogesh,
sectors.
please go quickly to the end. Okay.
Absolutely. These are some sectors: energy sector, tourism, technology innovation, healthcare. Uh, the most demand is in tourism sector. If if your client is in real estate or hospitality, they should come to Saudi Arabia. Retail and e-commerce is also booming these days. These are some numbers. $30,000 is the GDP per capita income. These are the new notable changes in the laws recently because of the Vision 2030. MBS has introduced several legal reforms. The company law was completely overhauled. There was wide scale digitization. Personal law was amended. These are two major breakthroughs in the recent past. In 2018, driving licenses for women were allowed. Alcohol sale was completely restricted till last week. Only last week they have announced that now diplomats, foreign diplomats, will be allowed to buy alcohol. So now the socio-economic change is happening. Vision 2330 has made an overall change in the society. So from the women are now more empowered and moving towards empowerment. Their contribution into economy is growing. You can see on your screen, Saudi Arabia is changing. I invite all of you to invest into Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much.
A round of applause for Yogesh. Thank you very much. Okay, we have some minutes, Yogesh. Thank you. Thank you. I will ask you at the very end also another takeaway of this presentation. But for now, some remarks, additions, opinions, and questions. I don't see any. Ciao, Adele. You will be the star of the next presentation, Canada Immigration Law. Thank you for being here. Well, I break the ice. In the meantime, other people will think about. I'm always keen on the geopolitical aspects of the business. Okay, so but these aspects could sometimes affect the stability of the business. So what about you living there and operating there? What about well, there are traditional ongoing political issues, geopolitical issues between, for example, we have some people, we have Joseph from Israel and Adele also, Canada, Israeli, the political issues between Saudi and Israel, Saudi and Iran, and more recently between Saudi and Yemen. So how these political aspects, geopolitical aspects, are they a challenge, or they are stabilized and they are managed?
I don't see these as challenges. There might be few recent day events which might have marred the relationship between the countries. However, I see light at the end of the tunnel. The growing number of Saudi population wants their economy to expand. They want to grow, and they are looking forward to have relationship with every country in the world.
Okay, thank you. Well, any questions, any remarks? We have Adele and we have Joseph who joined some minutes later. So if you want to take the chance to introduce yourselves, and then if you have a remark for Yogesh or a question, please don't hesitate. We'll start with Adele. Adele. Oh, well, please, Adele, introduce yourself. You will be the speaker of the next presentation in 1 hour. But please, now in this presentation, introduce yourself. And if you have a remark for Yogesh, don't hesitate.
Sure. Hi, everybody. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. And I think it's the first time I'm actually managing to join the meeting and speak at it. Last time my mic wasn't working. I am an immigration consultant from Canada. So obviously, business in other countries and connections in other countries are very interesting for me because, the world is getting smaller by the minute. And people lately move at will from country to country at the at the drop of a hat. So very happy to be here, and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Adele, for joining. Joseph.
Thank you, Marco. First of all, I want to apologize for being late. I came back from the High Court very tired, but it went well. Thank you. Yogesh, thank you for your sharing your knowledge. My question, first of all, I want to express our hopes also that one day, very soon, there will be normalization between the both countries, as we have shown with other countries in the area.
Well, just for interrupting, sorry for interrupting, Joseph, just confirm, relationship between Bahrain and Israel should be normalized, or I'm mistaken?
Well, we have what we call the Abraham Agreement,
okay,
that started a process of normalization and peace relationships between Israel and countries in the area. Saudi Arabia was the next one to come, to happen, but because of the recent what happened only 3 or 4 months ago, this is in stall. I hope, or we all hope, it will happen. I don't want to talk too much about that issue, but I can say that also from our point of view, we all want to have, we all in Israel want to have a great, good, peaceful relationship with the whole world. So, Yogesh, my question is to you. This whole process of Saudi Arabia opening up is, I understand, part of a bigger plan, strategic plan that says over the next 50 years, it's a strategic plan for 50 years or even more, to get off the crude oil, to get independent from income of oil reserves. Is that correct? That is behind
Absolutely.
This whole thing?
Yeah. Actually, the immediate plan up to 2030 was to create a parallel economy, which is beyond oil. So reliance on oil is already showing signs of going down. And now the other sectors like tourism, 5 years back, nobody had heard about tourist destinations in Saudi Arabia. At the moment, all regional countries, people from regional countries are now coming to Saudi Arabia for non-religious tourism. Like some good spots near the Red Sea, if you see, you will see the beaches, which you would only see in Maldives, perhaps. Blue, crystal, emerald water, very beautiful. Billions of dollars of investment in tourism sector. So by 2030, tourism sector is going to play a bigger role than oil economy.
And you also plan a new city, the most modern city in the western part of Saudi Arabia, the southwest part. That's going to be also a very interesting concept, straight line. Yes, we follow it. We follow it with interest. And also we all hope for this the communication land line between India and Europe through Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Israel, and then going to the Middle East, to the Mediterranean. So there's great hope for your area, and we all hope that we can build together a great future for this whole region. Thank you.
Absolutely, I agree with you. The line project which you mentioned, $500 billion project, this will be one part of the other line, which will be constructed between India. A link will be constructed between India through railroad up to Europe, and perhaps it might also go through Israel.
We hope that they will not forget us. That's true.
Absolutely.
But the American president already said that they plan to include Israel into this plan. Okay, great. Hope to see you again. You know, we met in Madrid, Yogesh and I.
Yes, I do remember. Absolutely.
Well, Yogesh decided to join Will on site. We met him in Madrid, and he performed the administrative aspects on site in front of me. So He decided,
It
yeah,
That's
took
efficient.
it took only 15 minutes for me to take the decision because
yeah,
I
yeah.
met you guys in BNI. So that's
Well, of
the
course,
power
we
of
have
BNI.
to, yeah, we have to continue to deserve your trust, Yogesh, and
Hope
we'll
to
try.
see you in Amsterdam,
Yeah, sure.
6th of June. Yogesh, try to
Okay.
come to Amsterdam.
Hawaii is where I'm planning.
Okay,
Honolulu.
great.
Great,
Let's
thank
go.
you.
We are still in this presentation. Then we can discuss internal processes within.
Absolutely.
Other questions? Other remarks? If not, get ready for the next with Adele in 1 hour. But I'm asking Yogesh to end this slot. I'm asking Yogesh for a takeaway. So why Saudi Arabia? Why in 1 or 2 sentences? A takeaway.
The biggest young population anywhere else than Saudi Arabia, you will only find in the East, China or India. Middle East is the center of growth now. The oil economy is going down. Reliance on oil is going down. The other sectors are coming up. That's why Saudi Arabia. Vision 2030 is going to propel Saudi Arabia to the higher and higher realms of economic development. That's why Saudi Arabia.
That's great. And with this final sentence, we can plan more and more ideas on doing business in Saudi Arabia, because that's the power of will. We have the right professional for us who can help us there. In this case, of course, Yogesh, attorney Yogesh Patil. Thank you very much. See you in 55 minutes. It's another link. Please, Lucelena, share this again in the Will Business and in the Will Social chat. So get ready. I will be there for listening to Adele. Go on. Canada
Thank you,
immigration law. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you.
Ciao.
Ciao.
Thank you very much, guys.
Bye bye.
Thank you guys. See you
Bye.
soon.
Thank you.